Hey everybody, it's me, Dr. Brenda B, and I am so excited to be here another day. And you know, a lot of that is because you spent part of your 86,400 seconds yesterday responding to a request that I made. You prayed for me and you praised with me. And because of that, I want to say thank you. Thank you, because today is yesterday's tomorrow. So welcome to our future, because our future is always where we are. Because whenever we get where we're going, we have to remember that we're going to be there when we get there. So transformation is always from the inside out. And we also have to remember whatever we're waiting for already is. We're just putting the pieces in order so that when today is yesterday's tomorrow, we show up with our dreams realized. So hopefully some of you, along with me, are finding forward. I have lived very much a rearview mirror life because we live in a rearview mirror culture. You might not think you have, so then let me inform you. As among those that God has chosen. That's why we have to do the, I gotta say I'm a queen, I gotta say I'm a colleague, I gotta say I'm a leader, I gotta say I'm a coach, I gotta say I'm a friend, I gotta say I'm a co-laborer, I gotta say I'm an apostle, an evangelist, a prophet, a pastor, a teacher, an executive, a specialist, and I'm just the person. To the contrary, you are made in the image and likeness of God. And because of that, if we're truly going to serve our Creator the way that He intended, then one of the things we have to have is confidence. I don't do really good in that area all the time. And I have been very open and honest that when the Lord tells me that I have to perform what I compose, truly, it is my most vulnerable space. Those of us who have learned to project the E in us, but there's really mostly the I, old MBTIers. I am much more introverted than I am extroverted. I've learned to extrovert in order to do what is mine to do. Doesn't matter if it's family, if it's friends, if it's work, if it's church, if it's the grocery store. There are times we have to, even when we have a high introversion preference, that we have to learn to extrovert. And when God has created us to be leaders, it doesn't mean that we're shouting and tuning up all the time. It means that we have a listening ear so that we can lead according to His glory, because that's all it's about. That's the weight of the crown, right? We got some stuff going on, working on some backgrounds. Glory is weight. The crown is given from the kingdom. And some of us regal royals have just had to accept that we are the few of the few. So let's get her done. What am I talking about right now? One, I want you to continue to pray for me because I just got some stuff going on. And I'm, again, in my obedience, I am saying, I need you to pray for me, but I need you to praise with me. Because we're going to constantly confuse the enemy. And I'm not just talking about Satan. I'm talking about the enemy that's in me, that's in all of us, those that surround us, the people and the things that we deal with, the situations and the circumstances, the cares of this world, which choke out the words. So keep praising with me as a writer, composer, playwright, lyricist, novelist, jingle composer, all of these different things in that particular space of God. All of us that are called into that space, and especially those of you who are chosen in this instrumental, beautiful opportunity that we have, what we're doing, we're always combating what happened with Lucifer. Now, This is interpretation in the DRBJB version. If you don't have one, you can always call me up. I believe that when Lucifer had all this stuff as one of those archangels, and whatever that thing was, it made him look at his creator and want more. And as soon as he did, he was cast down. When he had all of the seraphims working with his right-hand man, Archangel Michael, with the cherubim, so the warring and the worship were always in concert. And probably Raphael and Azrael didn't have a whole lot to do at that point, so they were aligned probably with one of those other archangels in carrying out and waiting for their responsibility and waiting for their charge to be given. So when Lucifer was cast out, down like lightning, Satan, so he's not Lucifer now. Lucifer was that light angel, but known now as Satan or Satan, the fallen one. So when he fell, guess what? All his instruments got tore up. I told you this is the DRBJB version. All of his instruments got tore up. His choir all got laryngitis, and the only thing he got left is noise. But guess what God put in those that he made in his image and his likeness? And special doses for some of those that are gifted to provide the one thing that surpasses everything that has breath to praise. And that is music, because it can lead us into worship. So make a joyful noise, but then learn how to make some music, because the devil makes a lot of noise. And I need you to praise with me into worship, eliminating the noise and creating more music. Therefore, here I am needing you, because God told me to share with you some of the things he put in me. I've written so many songs. So 3 things. I'm going to post the 2 that I told you all about yesterday. The one that I felt so good about when the Lord delivered me. I ain't got no stitches. I ain't wearing no machines. I ain't got no open wounds. A long 3-year journey with a lot of loss in the midst of COVID, never positive for it, but had stuff that was way much worse on life support, all that stuff. So then when I got to a point to where, wow, and I have a whole collection of songs that I wrote during that time. I have a lot of pain songs, and I'm going to be getting those recorded, because we can praise ourselves out of pain if we acknowledge that pain exists, and it's okay for it to exist, and it's okay for us to not be okay when it does. But that's a whole separate thing. I'm going to share with you, actually, one is a pain song, and the other one is as well, and it was harder because I had to come back to God after I was rejoicing about the miracles that he had done for me. And you all know I did that a cappella kind of upbeat thing for you all yesterday, and then I told you then I had to go back. I had to go back to the altar, and I changed that tune, but I still made sure it was music and not noise. So I'm going to post 1, Zion Keep Singing. 2, I Need a Miracle, which happened after there are miracles happening in here everywhere. Look around, look and see, they're happening to you, they're happening to me, miracles, miracles, miracles. And then I had to come back and say, Lord, I need a miracle. So I'm going to post those 2 drafts for you. And hey, if you out there and you look for somebody and you want to contract and do this, hey, I want you to know that I do own all the lyrics and the music of these songs. My company, Word for You Incorporated, and the arrangements and the perfect musical aspect are by my baby brother, Dr. Carl Andrew Cole, the founder, owner, and CEO of Sounds of Good News Incorporated. Many of you know him by the Yes Club, Young Eagle Soaring. And there's a whole big old thing we're going to do about that because he got a birthday this month. So I'm going to come back about him. But I do want you to know that any transference and any utilization of our songs and music is prohibited unless you have prior permission, because all copyrights and privacy policies and practice have been followed. So, you know, you gotta say that these days out here in these social media streets. It used to be that you could just send yourself a letter, and that is still legal. It is still legal if you have something that you want to ensure it's copywritten. Poor man's copyright still does work if you put whatever you've done and you send it to yourself. Don't open it, because then that date and stamp is considered certifiable proof. Unopened. So this is a demonstration. Why am I still talking when all I'm supposed to be doing is sharing with you these two tunes, and then the one a cappella when I was walking on the 7th or 9th. It was either the day before. Actually, I think it was the day after the 888 that we experienced in August. So I'm going to do that third. I need you. I've given you my Cash App. I'll post my Zelle. Y'all really on my case about this. But thank you. Because I sure need you. I just haven't asked you in that fashion. I hope you enjoy. And can I get an amen of anybody who is fine participating, as long as it's from the back? I hope so. If I do, make sure to let me know in the comments. And it's always only until forever, until soon. Agape. Shalom. I hope you enjoy.